newcomers, thank you for joining. I am Agrippa. Let's play some more of our EU4 Aragon campaign. We were just thinking about starting our first war, and we barely played for 2 years, but we see a really good opportunity to take some territory from the Papal State and give it to our personal union partner, Naples. So I'm going to go ahead and prep for this war and raise military maintenance to full. We have 23 troops plus 8 in Naples, 31 versus 11,000 for the Papal State, so we should be fine there. I'm going to use our cool little estate feature, go to the nobility, and one of the interaction options is to grant a generalship, which gives a general with 40 tradition at the cost of some additional influence from the nobility, but we're good there. As long as we're under 80 influence from the nobility, it's not a problem. And our military traditions, oh, it actually doesn't suck that much. Starting at 17 is pretty good. Ooh, actually we already have an awesome general in our ruler. Never mind, ignore me. We'll do that later, if need be. Oh, this is fantastic. Alphonse the Fifth, you are awesome. Okay, we only have 12 transports, so we're gonna have to take 2 trips, but that is perfect. I don't want to build any more transports because we can do it in 2 trips. You know, it's a luxury to have enough transports to move all of your troops in one go, but at least being able to do it in only 2 is really nice, particularly when we're at war. So we're gonna move those over, and let's get the show on the road. I'm gonna bump it back down to 3 speed just while we're preparing for this war. I want to make sure that the Papal State doesn't ally with anybody else. Oh, I also forgot they have Urbino as a vassal, so that's 3 more troops to worry about, but it's not a big deal. I'm also going to gather up all of my potential combat ships, send them to blockade the Papal State. Ooh. A rebel army led by Pretender is marching towards Naples' capital. Napoli! It's Naples. Naples' capital is Naples. I know that's the Italian, but it's just funny. Family members of the deposed monarch of Naples have managed to gather up a rather large following and are now trying to dethrone King Alphonse V de Trastamara. Send them golden soldiers? It'll help Naples, or they will have to deal with it themselves. We're going to send them golden soldiers. That's a lot of gold to lose, and a lot of manpower to lose, but we want to make sure they like us, because we want to keep them as our personal union partner. So we're going to go ahead and pause. It's nice that we had just shipped our troops over there with Alphonse V, who's a crazy good general. Look how that turned out. That was quite fortuitous. So yeah, so I'm going to send all combat-worthy ships, i.e. not transports, and send them to the Tyrrhenian Sea to hopefully blockade Rome. I might have to wait for some of these other ships. I probably will. I'll probably just group them up and then send them back over here. Once we have better ships, we'll do with them then. I sent my transports back too. Great, we won. Fantastic. Oh, no, they're still around. Rebels aren't moving anywhere? There. Crush that rebel scum. These pirates, man. They're rough. They're really rough. They're super rough. Am I missing something? Is there anything else I can do to protect against them? Please do let me know if you have any great ideas. I mean, I suppose I could send more troops to go hunt pirates, I think, in that trade zone. But since I'm about to start this war anyway, I don't have a whole lot of troops to spare at all. I'm gonna ignore that. Will Castile like me yet? So I'm going to stop building up my spy network in the Papal States because the only state I think I can fabricate, or the only province I think I can fabricate a claim on is Rome, which I'm gonna do anyway. But if you conquer Rome and don't leave it in the hands of the Papal State, you get like huge penalties as a Catholic nation. Quite obviously, actually, I think it's in the triggered modifiers. Yes, the occupation of Rome. Rome owned by Aragon or a vassal. You lose diplomatic reputation, which sucks. You lose essentially all of your papal influence. So we're going to try to avoid that. Avoid that like the plague. Maybe eventually we'll go back and do it, since Rome is 28 development, which is sick. It is the Eternal City after all, but we'll deal with that later. So we're going to go ahead and recall our diplomat who's fabricating claims there. Group our army up for a quick assault and probably declare war once they're in range. Should I take that back? Let's see if we can get an alliance with Castile first. Because if we start a war, they might not like it. Yay! They love us. They're friendly. Let's be friends. Let's be the best of friends. Excellent. I think I'd remember that. And so this also gives us a chance to form Spain. Well, the alliance doesn't, but we can keep that as an option. And now we're over our diplomatic relations limit, but that's not a big deal. Milan might get forced to cancel treaties with us too once they lose that war. Alright, one more day. Pause, we're gonna declare war. We're going to have the war goal be taking Ancona. I think that should be manageable, and we're gonna give it to Naples. And we shouldn't need help, so let's go for it. We're gonna blitzkrieg here. Hopefully not give them much of any time at all to retaliate. Look at that, we're crushing them. Look at Alphonse go. Ooh, stack wipe. We destroyed their entire army, 11,000 for 2,000 casualties on our side. That is fantastic. 5 to 1. Okay, so now that we have just essentially annihilated the bulk of their forces, we're going to leave how many is needed to siege. We're going to detach siege and try to combat and occupy the rest of their territory. Troops and territory. And we're not going to worry about the fleet nonsense yet. We're going to wait until my big ships are built, sail them straight into Austria, sail them up the Tiber and shoot the guns at the Aurelian walls. Around there talking from Castile, sure. Sounds brilliant. Even at full army and naval maintenance, we're still making plenty of money per turn. Another stack wipe! Ugh, lovely. Okay, so we're going to split up our army here again. I think we should only need 3 to siege Urbino, and there aren't any other forts in this territory. So I'm going to send... Does Alphon have siege? He does. Alphonse. I'm just going to send half of our army here, half of our army to siege there. Once this is done, we'll occupy Romagna, so that the Papal State can't build any more troops, and then it'll just be waiting for the sieges to wind down. I didn't even know we had a truce for bonds, but I want to take them over, so that's fine. Here we go, this is good. Oh man. How do I deal with this? I'll figure that out later. But we are going to have to address it, because I'm sure you've noticed by now, it doesn't come out of your treasury, but it does reduce the gold income and manpower recovery rate of your provinces, or something along those lines. So I want to deal with it as soon as possible. Okay, now I can declare a statute in restraint of appeals. it's sort of an anti-Catholic thing. Catholics hate it, and you lose all of your papal influence. So I'm just gonna ignore that. I'm probably gonna stay Catholic because, well, even though I'm attacking the papacy, you know, they'll forgive us. We'll buy an indulgence. It's easier that way. We're entirely Catholic. We don't have to worry about that. God darn it. So let's see. Let's hover over this. It'll show a little icon here on the things affecting the provinces. Raided coast. Oh, does it actually not? All of these other things have little tooltips that explain it. Does it not have an explanation of what that does? Well, that sucks. Well, but our province has been completely looted. So we get fewer goods produced, less tax income, less sailors, longer shipbuilding time, longer recruitment time, all of which is just horrendously awful. I'm gonna conquer you. I hope you know that. They're kind of at war with a whole bunch of people. Should we jump on them? They're not allied with anybody. So I have one free diplomat, and I'm gonna send him to go build my spy network in Tunis. Yeah, and I'm just gonna fuck them up. That's what I'm gonna do. Just take the fuck over all of this, and we won't have to worry about that anymore. Okay, back to our present war. These sieges are just gonna take a really long time until I blockade the provinces. I have -5 adjustment to a dice roll of 6, right? Isn't that how that works? Something along those lines. It's not so great. And we already have all the troops we need to siege these provinces, so I'm just going to leave my guys here so they don't take any more attrition. You always take 1% attrition when you're sieging down provinces, so you don't want to try to exceed minimum requirement any more than you have to. This is cool. So this is an Aragonian only event, I think. Consulate of the Sea. Our new quasi-judicial body that will administer maritime and commerce law is called the Consulate of the Sea. That's self-explanatory. It gives our merchants the right to settle their commercial disputes without interference from the royal courts. In exchange, we, the Crown of Aragon, receives financial support. That sounds like a great idea. Free trade, yay! End of feudalism, yay! So, until the death of my current ruler, Alphonse V, who's just fantastic, I get plus 20% trade efficiency, which is incredible. That's great. While this war is going, we're going to see how old Alphonse is. 51. Damn it. My heir is 50. Well, maybe he'll go on for a little bit longer. He's got good stats, great military, a little lacking in admin, but well, what can you do about that? Castile was trying to build a spy network in our territory. They were discovered and expelled. That's fine. We're friends now. They like us. In fact, they like us so much we can recall our diplomat from there. Let's go ahead and send it to... Oh, yeah, I already did that. Because my computer is lagging a little bit here. But recall diplomat. I'm going to send him to improve relations with Austria, I think. Unless there's somebody we can have a royal marriage with. France is the new papal controller. Well, suck it, France, because I'm sieging Rome. Nobody else we can really do a royal marriage with. And Portugal doesn't have an heir, and they're of our same dynasty. We're allied with England and Castile. Can I claim their throne? How does that work again? Do not have the same ruling dynasty with them. Oh, right. I share a dynasty with Castile and Navarre, not Portugal. I'm already over relations limit, so forget that. No, fuck it. I'm just gonna go improve Austria's opinion of me. Send them chocolate and lederhosen and things. Ooh, uh-oh. How did that happen? Somehow, the Papal States sent 2,000 troops All the way over to my provinces. Oh, that's right! Because of Avignon! Shit. Okay, well, so we're going to... do we have any other leaders? No. So we're gonna move the 7,000 over here. We're gonna take our stack with Alphonse, 6,000, have him go deal with this, and then siege down Avignon. Fun fact, the popes didn't always live in Rome, they lived in Avignon for about 100 years. Because France wanted them to, and all of the popes during that time were like French. It's interesting, particularly when Rome is just so connected to the Catholic faith. Wasn't always the case. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna slow this down just a tad. I'm gonna group up all of our heavy ships here. Hopefully go destroy the Papal Navy. Has 4 light ships, 5 galleys, and 8 transports. It should be no match for our fleet. Get Alphonse over here. Ooh, do I... What? They have military access, but I can't get over there? Oh, I guess because I have to go through all the northern Italian states. I just have to go through France. Alright, well I'll send Alphonse back to Naples and just link up with my transport ships. Go send my fleet to take them down. And that should be okay. We're getting more troops here, but I still have 6,000 to their 3,000, and I have a ridiculously good general, so that's fine. A gift. Genoa. Genoa, you're such a dick. Did you see I'm trying to take them over? Send our transports over there. So, Papacy's ships are retreating. I'm gonna chase them all the way down to their safe harbors on the other side of Italy. Yeah, the sieges are going well, transports are coming. Things are fine. I was getting a little worried there for a second with their large navy and everything else. Let's see what our missions are. Provence? No, we want to take them over. Corsica, we want, but Genoa is in the Holy Roman Empire, and they're also allied with a whole bunch of nasty folks. So we're gonna ignore them for a while too. Crossing penalty, not a big deal. I have better leader maneuver, so it'll negate the crossing penalty, as you see there. If you didn't know, that's what maneuver is used for. Whenever it exceeds the maneuver skill of the opposing general, you don't take river crossing penalties. Or straight crossing penalties, which is pretty nice. I don't think it negates terrain penalties, like if you're attacking the mountains or a swamp or anything like that. But I'm not sure. You might have to check me on that. So we fought the Papal Navy, crushed them pretty handedly. Our ships don't need any maintenance. They're not taking any attrition, so we're gonna have them siege this province. Or a blockade this province. I thought Naples was blockading Rome. Can you do that for me, buddy? Please, buddy? Please and thank you? Guess not. We'll just do one at a time. It's not a big deal. They're just barely losing money now, but it's not a problem. Things are looking good. Still no royal marriages we'd like to have. The king who rules Milan is still alive. Ooh, but they white peaced. They got out of their war with Mantua and Switzerland. So that's bloody fantastic. Please die. Please die, Duke Filippo Maria the First Visconti. So what's a middle name like Maria to a dude? Is this like an Italian thing? I don't know. I mean, it's great, like Catholic confirmation name, but I imagine it's feminine. Who knows? Holland, don't care about them. Well, I mean, the Dutch are swell, but they're far away. after I take this province back. I'm gonna go siege down Avignon. Oh, what? I need military access through France? I thought I had been led to believe that if the enemy had military access to a country, you were also granted military access while at war. Because France is no longer fully neutral, right? They give the Papal States right of passage. They give me right of passage if they want to remain neutral. So that's what I thought. But they'll ask me for it, or they'll accept my asking for military access. So we're going to take our diplomat from Austria, have him do that for us. This way we'll get 100% war score. And yeah, go from there. You might want to vassalize Avignon. I mean, I want it eventually, but I can't core it because it's landlocked. We'll deal with it later. Go ahead and ask them for. Oh no, can't ask the Papal State for military access. I'm at war with them. Ask France for military access. This will use up another one of my diplomatic relations slots, but we shouldn't be at war for too much longer, maybe a year or two, and that's not a big deal. It's 20 diplomatic power, not great, but it's whatever. And Naples is blockading Rome now. That's fine. Or half blockading? No, fully blockading. See the cute little blockade line, that was also added in the latest expansion, free patch, whatever, Mare Nostrum. It's a visual indicator of which provinces are blockaded by your allied fleets. Which is kind of nice, it's just a little thing, but I think it makes things clearer, easier to understand. Provence. Oh, no, you did not! So Provence declared war on the Papal State. Because I crushed their army. Which makes sense. I mean, it's a good idea for them. But it also means I won't be able to get 100% war score. Because I won't control all of their provinces. In fact, we don't even need to have our troops here. They're just taking attrition and not gaining us anything. So we're going to move these guys back to the capital, Valencia. We'll cancel military access with France, since we don't need that anymore. We'll save ourselves that diplomatic power. Dump up the speed. This war, they have 0 troops and 0 ability to build troops. So we're fine. We don't even have to worry about anything else. It's not for them. Cancel military access. More royal marriages possibilities. Nevers refuses our merchants access to their provinces. They're way up here. I don't care about that. I don't even think they're in my trade province. So. I'm gonna move my transports. Actually, I think I'll move all my troops over to Italy for now to help. Not sure if I want to annex some of these provinces outright or just give them to Naples, but it'll help combat unrest, and if they have any rebels, we'll be able to deal with them. I'm going to send these down to Messina to heal up, taking a little bit of damage from conquering the papacy. Papacy, I don't know what the proper pronunciation is. The Papal States. I don't think it's the Papal States. Rome! There we go. So I have a free diplomat. That's right, I want to... Well, I'm almost done with this war. I'll sue for peace. And then have them go improve relations with Austria. They like me plenty right now. It's no big deal. The Ottomans are at war with Byzantium and Athens. Are they losing? Are they losing or are they winning? They were. Well, of course they are. Aragon actually historically was able to, I think, get a foothold in Greece towards the end of the towards the end of the Byzantine period, and sort of were able to fight the Ottomans a little bit. But I'm not sure if we're going to be able to replicate that. The Ottomans are kind of tough to deal with. Alright, so we got this event, land theft. Many land donations are quite old, and while they are always written down, both landscape and names may well have changed since a donation was originally written. Recently, the clergy have been accusing several members of the nobility of outright land theft in the form of encroaching on lands donated to the clergy long ago. The nobility, on the other hand, argue that it is the clergy who are trying to seize land areas they do not own. Whoever we decide to side with, it's funny, will become the majority landholder in the area. So this gives Zaragoza to the clergy, or to the nobility, or to nobody. Let's check out Zaragoza. Fairly, 17 developments, pretty high. Also has a fair amount of manpower. Phase 5 is usually pretty good. Usually manpower is the least developed section within a province. But that increases the influence of the nobility by 10%. So it goes from 50 to 60. No, nope, I don't like that. Because I was showing you before, I like the grant generalship thing, and that means that the nobility gains 20 influence. If we give them a province that is that well developed, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna open us up to the possibility of a disaster, of a civil war, or something like that. I don't really want to give it to the clergy, though. Their influence isn't as great. It's just not that great to me. I'm just gonna. They will both lose 15 loyalty, which puts them into the negative. So instead of positive manpower recovery, I'll have negative manpower recovery, or an increased, just a malice to that. Sucks really hard. You know what, screw it. I rule in this country. Favor neither party. Yeah, see, instead of plus 15% manpower recovery, it's plus 5% land maintenance. Oh, and I get minus 0.75 papal influence. That's nice. And somebody hates me. Oh, they're just disloyal. That's fine. That recovers over time. It changes by 1.2% per year, so within 10 years or so, they'll be back to normal. That's actually a really long time. Oh well. I made my choice. But I just don't want to cede too much control of my country to the estates before I have to. Actually, let's take a look at the estates. Nobilities there, burghers there, clergy. It's fine. Alright, well before this war ends, let's take a quick break here, and I will be right back.